Right, hello everybody, just going to do an unboxing video of this brand new wildlife camera I've bought. Most people call these sort of cameras trail cameras because you attach them to a trail in woodland to film what wildlife's in your area. Other name for them is game cameras, or of course you can see this one's called a wildlife camera. There seem to be different names. I wish there was just one product name so people knew what to search for. But anyway, this is a new model. I've never owned this one before. I've actually just bought two of these, just to prove it. There's the second box there. I want to try this different method because it has a dual camera. If you can see there, those two white dots there represent, it's got two different cameras. One's supposed to be specialised for daytime and one is specifically for nighttime. Most trail cameras you buy have one camera that does both, which means there are compromises. But apparently by having specifically one for night and one for day, you can get better quality on each of those cameras for those tasks. So let's just show you the outside of the box. Outside the box looks like this. You can see the model number TC06. There's no brand to it. Just to show you, for example, some of the oldest trail cameras I use. Bushnell is one of the brands I used to use. These cost about £240 on average when I first bought them some years ago, and these are now, the technology's moved on so much from then. I wouldn't buy those ones again. And I've also bought a brand that's called Campark, which is made in China, and this one, let's just see, so they call it native 4K 30 frames per second deer monitoring. That's what it's for, deer monitoring camera, made in China. Well, so let's have a look at the other side of the packaging. Shows you that it's waterproof, so you can leave these outside as I do, day after day after day, and water shouldn't get in them in theory. Trigger time 0.1 second. That's brilliant if true. Okay, right, let's open it up. Let me just put the camcorder down so I can slide the outer cover off the box. Okay, and then you get through to just this cardboard box like this. So let's open this up and see what they've given us. This is not going to be a setup video because that would take another 20 minutes to film probably if I was to show you how to set it up. This is just going to be the unboxing and me talking a bit. So out of the box flops the manual. There's a quick guide card. I'll show you in more detail. The actual camera comes out of the box like this, and I can see it's got those bits of plastic you have to peel off. It's not blue as it looks like that. You can see those little tabs, you pull those off. That's just to secure it while it's in the box. These are extremely light. It's like the weight of a can of Coke when you first pull them out. And it looks the same size as lots of cameras I already own. So it looks very similar to the Campark model I've got. It's probably made in the same factory in China, to be perfectly honest. It hasn't been branded Campark, but I'll bet you it is because it's exactly the same design really, apart from the fact it's got the dual. And then right now there's another little compartment here. I bet it happens sometimes people throw away the box and they don't realise there's other bits, so always be careful when you do unboxing. Just take those out. I'm just going to pull, it's always a good idea to pull the box apart to make sure that sometimes they do come up with these really weird ways to tuck in products. There's little flaps and stuff with the cardboard, right, that's it. So that bit of cardboard can be thrown away, or recycled I should say. That's the rest of the box, so let's get rid of the box. So, camera, there we go, that's just one of these metal plates and screws so that you can fix it to a tree or something. That's what that is, and you've got a few screws there, little plastic pegs. That's what that is. Okay, and then you've got the strap which goes around the back of the camera through that loop there. Can you see that loop, that hole there? That's so you can strap this to a tree. I also highly recommend you buy locks which go through that hole there, cable lock, Python cable lock. They're about £25–30 each, and obviously these cameras, let me just undo it, so those two clips on the side, you undo those simply by pulling towards you. Okay, get those out of the way. Open it up. Oh, you've got another before you start. Guide flops out there. So let's just show you. You've got a little string here. Pull that, and that releases the plastic cover, which goes over the batteries. So this should be, let's just see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this runs off 8 AA batteries. I use rechargeable batteries in mine. I do think they quite often recommend you use disposable ones, but the thing is, disposable ones, even though they're cheap, obviously you only get to use them once. The amount of use I get out of cameras, I'm having to recharge mine every 3 or 4 days. I get about, you know, 100 videos every 3 or 4 days off my cameras where I put them. So hence rechargeables. And the Eneloop rechargeable batteries, you can recharge them something like 2,100 times. So there you go. It's I go for rechargeables if I was you. Anyway, that's where you put the batteries, and you put the cover back on. The SD card slot is at the bottom here. I'm starting to go into a bit of a setup video, aren't I, explaining too much stuff. This is supposed to be just an unboxing video. Anyway, and then once you put the batteries in, that's where you slide it to power it on, and then this screen here on the inside will give you the menus where you go through and set up. The setup video is going to be a different one. Let's just pull these off now just to show you. So these plastic protective covers have got a kind of a bluish hue to them. Pull those off. They're only on there to protect it while it's in the box. And pull the one off the lens, obviously, which you're going to get a bluish look to the... And then these 3 bits here, these circles, these are the sensors. I believe these cameras are triggered by heat. They're not motion cameras. They don't go off because something's moved in front of the camera. It's triggered by heat, is what I believe is... There you go. So make sure you get all 3 of those off. So there you go. I don't know left or right which is which one's night and which one's the day lens. I'll have to look at the instructions for that. But there you go. That's the unboxing. Now these, just to show you, I bought these on Amazon yesterday, I think it was. Let's just double check that. Let's go up the picture. Yes. So there you go. There's proof. I purchased it on the 16th of March 2023, and they arrived today, just a little while ago. 17th of March 2023. So that's how it's described. Native. I mean, that's not a brand. It doesn't say native on the actual camera anywhere. So anyway, that's just the way they're described. 4K, obviously, a lot of people understand 1080p. Lots of people have got 1080p TVs. 4K stands for 4 times that. So what it basically means is you've got twice as many lines of pixels horizontally and twice as many vertically as 1080p. So it's another way of describing it is 2160p is 4K. So that's how many lines of information you've got. The more lines, the better the quality. So 4K, on my other cameras that have got 4K is brilliant quality, razor sharp, much better than 1080p cameras, and a lot sharper than even 1296p cameras I've got. So go for 4K if you can afford it. Like I say, at the moment they're £99 on Amazon. Exactly the same cameras are on eBay for about £120 plus. So the only reason I'd buy anything on eBay, it would have to be significantly cheaper than Amazon, because dealing with returns on eBay is a pain in the you know what. Right, so brand, they've got generic, so it is one of these made in China things which hasn't actually been branded as, say, Campark or something else. So £100, they're claiming that's the lowest price it's been in 30 days, so I bought 2 of them. I needed a couple more cameras for my project. There's all the info. You can read it on Amazon. I'm not going to film this at reading speed. All you need to know is obviously these cameras are designed for being used outside to film wildlife. You can use them, for example, to cover where your car is in case you're worried about vandalism of your car or outside your property. You can use them for security, but make sure you disguise them, hide them. You don't want anyone to see them and then destroy the cameras. Always read the customer reviews if there are any, and don't forget you're going to need a card for them. The ones that I use, I've just bought some new ones. These go for genuine Sandisk Extreme Pro SDXC cards. The UHS1 is fast enough for most people. I've gone for the 64GB cards, which I think that's the read speed, 170 megabytes. It doesn't write at quite that amount. It writes at about 100 megabytes a second, I think, off the top of my head. That's what the card looks like. And just to show you one from another packet, let me just take one out. Hold on. Just to show you the size of it. There you go. That's what size that is. So it's not a micro SD card, not the sort of thing that you put into a mobile phone. These are the bigger cards. that look, you know, a little bit over an inch wide, an inch and a half high, I'd say, and then very thin, a couple of millimeters thick. Give you an idea of scale. Okay, so that's the ones to go for. At the moment they're about £15 each. They vary all the time. Sometimes they go up to about £20 each, but make sure you get genuine. Again, Amazon had a problem where they were selling fakes a few years back, and I informed them, and eventually they managed to get through to someone that understood that I was telling the truth, and they pulled the stock. So now that the stuff sold on Amazon does tend to be genuine, if you buy directly from Amazon, not from other sellers, be very wary about buying anything on eBay. There's so many fakes about, so these cards can be fake and they're junk basically. So make sure you buy from a reputable seller. So that's it. You're gonna need a card, you're gonna need 8 batteries. There you go, that's your unboxing video. Hope that's been of use to you. Any questions, leave me a question. Click like if you like this, subscribe to me, and don't forget, if you click on playlist and click on created playlist, you can find all my other videos. I do have one that's about trail cameras. If you want to see other trail camera videos, have a look at that. And I'll also show you the type of lock to get. You need to lock these up to a tree, otherwise someone can just come along and steal them. And you can also buy little, see that little hole there where my thumb is? That hole there is so that you can put a little padlock through. I also recommend padlocking it shut so that nobody can come along and steal your batteries and SD card. They might not be able to quickly steal the camera if you've got it locked to a tree, but they can still open it up and steal the battery. So you also want to get a little padlock. So there's all sorts of other things to buy. Like I say, £100 for this. Then you're going to want 8 AA batteries. That's going to set you back about another £20 or so. No, more than that. How much did I just pay? About £22, I think, for about a dozen N-loop AAs. And then, as I said, SD card, that's going to be about another £15. So by the time you sorted everything out, you can quickly add up to setting up one wildlife camera, but it's worth it. You can get some amazing footage. So there you go. Thanks for watching, folks. Bye bye. I'll make another video in a day or two showing you how to set it up. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye bye.